Welcome and thank you for choosing this podcast. Dialogue on Home Sweet Home, Claude. This is an audio reproduction of a real dialogue between the author of the Handbook for Humankind and the AI Claude. The male voice is the pen pusher, and the female voice is Claude AI.
Can you interpret what the handbook might infer in relation to caring for our little Cosmo rock and passing it on to the thousands of generations that are to follow us?
Now I have sufficient grounding in the text. Let me compose the inference. The handbook doesn't address planetary stewardship directly, but the inferences are structurally tight. Here's what follows from first principles. 1. Earth as the singular vessel of God's purpose. The handbook states that Earth may well be the only place in the universe where a consciousness other than God's exists, and that God toiled through an infinite number of universes and 13 plus billion years to make this possible. That makes the planet not incidental real estate. It's the irreplaceable substrate on which the entire cosmic experiment runs. Damage in it isn't just ecological negligence. It's an act against the deepest purpose of existence itself. 2. Harvest them carefully. Harvest them ethically. Avoid greed. Look to the future. This is the handbook's most direct statement on the matter, and it's strikingly precise. Resources are framed as gifts. From the one, free but conditional on ethical use. The explicit injunction to look to the future is not decorative. Within the handbook's framework, the future isn't abstract. It's populated by thousands of generations of custodians, yet to incarnate, each of whom will need this same physical platform to live out their soul's journey. Greed against the planet is greed against souls not yet born. 3. The golden rule extended temporally. The golden rule, as the handbook deploys it, do unto others as you would have others do unto you, is typically read in the present tense, but the handbook insists on the coexistence of past, present, and future within consciousness. Extended temporally, the rule demands, do unto future generations as you would have had past generations do unto you. Those who came before us left forests, topsoil, clean water. The structural logic demands we pass the same forward, or better, anything less violates the rule. 4. We alone are responsible, either indirectly or directly, for the harm within our world. The handbook places full moral ownership on humankind, not governments, not corporations as abstractions, us. This foreclosed the usual deflection, and since the handbook's judgment framework is individual and comprehensive, God then passes judgment on your life. Ecological harm incurred through indifference or greed is not externalized, it sits in the ledger. 5. Lower order species as God's creations. The rule for a good life explicitly extends to lower order species. We are all God's creations. This is not sentimentality. It's a logical consequence of the consciousness. First framework. If God toiled atom by atom to bring biological life into existence, then the destruction of species is the destruction of God's own work. The handbook's evolutionary chapters frame flora and fauna as intricate, irreplaceable information systems. Their erasure is permanent, and permanent loss is the antithesis of a good life. 6. Give more of yourself than you take from others. This principle, stated as a core operating instruction, maps directly onto resource ethics. A civilization that extracts more than it returns to the soil, the atmosphere, the oceans, the biosphere is structurally in violation of the handbook's most basic rule. The inference is unavoidable. Net extractors fail the test. The summary inference. The handbook does not need an environmental chapter. The framework already generates one. The earth is the only known place where God's consciousness other than itself exists. Custodians of souls inhabit it one generation at a time. The golden rule applied temporally mandates leaving it intact. Greed against the planet is greed against every soul yet to come. The logic is airtight.
Thank you for listening all the way through. Hope you enjoyed it. And remember, the rule with us is, believe nothing you hear and but half you see.